Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon111, and welcome to a quarterly channel update. It's been about 3 months since the last one of these, where I just talk about what's happened in the past and what may happen in the future in terms of scheduling videos here on the YouTube channel. And as I often do, I want to have, while I'm just talking, something in the background of the video. And so for today, we have some Legend of Zelda Randomizer. The Legend of Zelda is an old video game for the NES that I played as a kid, and the randomizer makes it replayable by mixing things up. I've been playing these on Twitch, kind of on and off, and recently, usually at least a couple of times a week. So if you follow me on Twitch, you can always catch some Legend of Zelda Randomizer, but that'll be the video that we have going in the background of today's chat about what's going on in the channel. So, looking backwards, over the past 3 months, there have been 4 different series that have aired on the channel. Bug Fables, the original Bug Fables playthrough, was ongoing during the last quarterly update. It has since finished up, although we then moved on to another Bug Fables playthrough of the Mystery Metal Randomizer. Speaking of randomizers, I have Zelda 1 randomizer on the screen, and we have Bug Fables kind of randomizer where it randomizes the metals. In general, anytime you have kind of a long-form game where you can just kind of mix up some of the elements and make it replayable, it seems like that's always kind of a cheap way to make a game effectively have more content. And so I really enjoyed playing the Bug Fables Mystery Metal Randomizer. I actually played through, I don't know, 2 or 3 other playthroughs of the Bug Fables Randomizer just kind of on my own for fun. But just one of them is airing, and that one is still ongoing. And so I hope people have been enjoying that. It's a very fun game. In addition to Bug Fables, Herman Electro was kind of the surprise star of the past quarter. A game that I found pretty randomly on a whim and ended up being really interesting as a fun little puzzle game. I'm ready to put it aside for now, but it has had an update or two since I played it, and so it could be a game that I might return to in the future. That was also one that I had completely pre-recorded, and so people had some good comments about some strategies and some of the different puzzles and things that I did not think of during my playthrough that may have made me a more effective player. And so if I return to it, hopefully I'll do even better with that game. But that was a fun game to have done over the past 3 months. And then finally, one that kind of took me by surprise was Rogue Legacy, The Lament of Zors, which is also an ongoing series, although I think we're getting close to the end of that one. Can't remember offhand exactly how many episodes that series is going to have and exactly where we are in terms of where this video is going to air. But yeah, I don't remember who had turned me on to that mod, but I tried it out a little bit and I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. I want to do this. And I was like, should I do it for Twitch? Should I do it for YouTube? Decided to do it for YouTube. I might have played a little bit of it on Twitch at first, then decided I wanted to make a YouTube series of it, but it seems like people have been enjoying that one, and I definitely enjoyed playing it. And yeah, enjoyed it enough that I ended up kind of bumping something else that was going to air beforehand. So those are all the series kind of looking backwards. Looking forwards, in the last quarterly update, I had mentioned Mythbearer as a game that I plan to air on the channel. And it was a game that I had already recorded at the time, 3 months ago, and it still hasn't aired. It's not a long game. I think it's just going to be like an 8-episode series, but it's still upcoming. It's kind of a desktop dungeon-y or Drod RPG-y style of game that I find pretty interesting, and I had fun playing through. I even tried to replay it and kind of optimize it some, but it turns out that unless you really map out everything and try to like work things out on a pen and paper of exactly the route you want to take, it's hard to do it really well. So I tried recording that, but it ended up not being as interesting or as fun as I thought it was going to be. But the first playthrough was a whole lot of fun. So that will definitely be upcoming on the channel, probably in the not too distant future. Although who knows, maybe it'll get bumped again. After that, I actually this past quarter have purchased a few games. And I was going to say I haven't played any of them, but no, that's not true. There's one series that's definitely coming up because I've started to play it, which is Final Fantasy IV. I never owned a Super Nintendo growing up. I had an Atari and an NES. And then, yeah, I got older and didn't play video games for a while. But I have played some bits of Final Fantasy IV before and watched a lot of it. And it's a game I really like and am familiar with. And they recently had a Pixel remaster that came out on Steam. I think it was only like $15 or something. And for the nostalgia and the chance to do a playthrough and actually, like do it on Twitch and YouTube, this is one that I am streaming to Twitch, but I'm doing it kind of episodically, and I'm going to export the episodes to YouTube so that it'll make a good YouTube series as well. And so I would expect Final Fantasy IV to start airing, sometime in the next month as some of these other series finish up. And so that'll probably be a reasonably long going one. I forget how long that game is. But it's long enough that it'll be going for a while, and it's a fun game, and it's a game that I think a lot of people like or have nostalgia for if they played it back in the day. So that's one that's definitely coming up, and there's a few other games that I am interested in playing, other than Final Fantasy IV that I'm just starting to record now, and Rogue Legacy, which I played in the past 3 months. All the other series like that I have, like Bug Fables and Mythbearer, were all recorded from like more than 3 months ago. Um, and so, yeah, you might ask, what have I been doing with all my time if I haven't been recording? And the answer comes back to what we have on the screen, which is the Legend of Zelda Randomizer. In order to play a lot of these randomizer games, you have to remember kind of the locations of things randomized in the overworld or the layouts of randomized dungeons. And so people use trackers to keep track of all that stuff because it's too much to keep in your head, even for like the 2 hours that you're playing through one seed typically, unless you have like eidetic memory or something maybe. And so I have been developing my own Legend of Zelda randomizer tracker, which appears in the right portion of the screen in terms of the video that you're seeing now. And I've done, it's been something that I started developing like a couple years ago in like little fits and starts. But then just over the past 2 months, I have really started devoting most of my time to working on it, and it's starting to get really good. And so I need to make videos of it. I need to talk about it. And so I will probably do a series talking about the design and development of the Zelda 1 randomizer tracker, because I think that would be good to help me push it out the door and also just help talk about the features and the development, which I think will be interesting. So I think there's going to be some kind of series related to that. But for those of you who have been following me on Twitch, you've been kind of like seeing the development progress bit by bit over the last few months, as I've been kind of adding more features and doing a lot of things to redesign and polish what's going on there. So that's something else that'll be coming up. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do those videos yet, but I'll figure something out. Yeah, and then games. Like I said, I'm not even going to go naming them because I'm not sure which ones I'm going to play next. But I do have 3 or 4 games lined up that I would enjoy playing and that I already own. And so there will definitely be more games in the future. But yeah, I think that's basically it for now. So I will say, as always, that I hope you all are having a great day and have some good things to look forward to on the channel. For now, bye bye.